Today is Tuesday, April 12th, 2016, and the title of this rant will be Hillary will never be indicted ever. Again, this is Tom Dillon, the lifetime liberal, and this will never happen. And that's all I'm hearing from a lot on the Republican side. The underling of the day-to-day things about the election is that Hillary's going to be indicted soon. And I've heard a lot about it on the progressive side, where they're grasping at as many things as straws, as many windmills as possible, to believe that Bernie's going to come out and take this whole election thing. But let's just stick to the emails themselves. Let's just stick to her being indicted on the email thing. Let's just go back to do a couple things. Number one, she never sent or received any classified emails ever. Now, a number of those emails subsequently were determined to be classified. And when Obama spoke the other day, is that some things you would like to be classified that aren't, but she never sent or received anything. And they were determined to be classified later. But again, this is not unusual. They even had something where something was classified from 1976. So very normal type of stuff. Second thing, her server was never compromised. It was never hacked. Now, you can't say that about the State Department because people are trying to hack into that all the time. And there might have been many instances where it's been done where we never hear about it. But her server was never hacked. And in terms of what you would be indicted for, all right, sending and receiving classified informations, all right, having a unauthorized server hacked, possibly. But the biggest thing would be any intent, true intent, to compromise the security of the United States, inflict any type of damage on the United States. You know, that would never, is never even come up as an issue. Now, from a legal standpoint, a true legal standpoint, anything that Hillary has done has never shown that she has had anything done illegal whatsoever. Now, you could say that from the punditry side, from the media side, oh, Hillary has done all this terrible stuff, but it doesn't even meet the legal definition, you know, for an indictment at all. And I know that a lot of our friends, I've seen it a lot from the progressives also, is that she has done all of these terrible things in terms of her email, and it just doesn't meet the legal definition of what they want to indict her on. And remember, there were a couple of things in reference to that. What was the one thing is that there were the Washington Post had to walk back an article. They said at one time that there were 147 FBI agents working on the Hillary case. And then they walked it back to that there was probably less than 15 and considerably less than that because they wouldn't give a number below that. And that the New York Times was getting some false information and either had it on their webpage or in the paper indicating that Hillary was going to be indicted, and that was months ago, a long time ago. And they sort of kind of slowly walked that back. And of course, that's what the Republicans are jumping all over. And of course, because the New York Times said it, it has to be true. And of course, I noticed a lot of progressives, you know, going after that aspect of it all. And then when it was walked back, they never went back and said, oh, no, we were really wrong about this, that was information that was fed by Republican hit people specifically to tarnish Hillary and to also keep up that idea that she was going to be indicted. And the same thing with the Benghazi thing that's going on. There was never a stand-down order, ever. You know, no one ever heard of a stand-down order until this whole thing cropped up. Everything that possibly could have been done was done by the State Department, by the military. Anything that could have been done was done to try and help. And obviously didn't help in the end, but everything that they could have tried to do was done. Now remember, I believe there has been at least 7 congressional committees that have never found anything anything wrong with what happened on the Benghazi thing. So certain things may or should have been looked into earlier, but let's remember one other thing, is that Congress, the Republican Congress, had continually voted down for funding for security for the embassies all over the frickin' world. Where, what priority the one in Libya had or that annex there, I don't really know. But remember, we're not going to give you funding. Oh, some people died. Hillary's fault. That's not going to wash. And the one that did it, one of the committees that did it, that was definitive, was dumped like right before Thanksgiving or something like that. And David Petraeus got there in front of the Congressional Committee and said that there is nothing in the way of what Hillary did, was wrong in terms of Benghazi. Of course, that was never presented on what President Obama now is calling the Republican channel, Fox News, because they have their own TV station. And of course, Trey Gowdy's committee, which has been working for a year or two, hasn't done anything, has spent more money than the original Watergate committee. They're going to start dripping some stuff out once Hillary becomes the nominee and just keep it going and going and going. So this whole thing that indictments are around the corner is to keep ginning up the base on the Republicans and basically allow on the progressive side to throw up that concept that, oh, Hillary's about to get indicted, so Bernie's going to be our man. And that's not going to happen. Now, one of the things that the Republicans have done, at least, is, they've already started to walk that back in a little bit, indicating that if she's not indicted, don't worry, she really should have been indicted. The fix is in. Whether or not the progressives take up on that, I'm not really sure. Now, I want to just segue that into one other little thing. The Washington Post had an article the other day basically indicating by any conceivable measure, Hillary Clinton is winning the heck out of her the nomination for president from the Democratic Party. 2.4 million votes more than Bernie. She has won in the big states. She is way ahead on the delegate count. She's way ahead on the super delegate count. And what did the other guy in the Washington Post say? That it is Hillary's hidden charm is she has more voters for her than Bernie does. So, and again, it is true. By every conceivable measure, Hillary is ahead of Bernie on everything. Delegate count, super delegate count, total votes, big states, black vote, etc. And coming up, New York, Hillary is way ahead, over double digits. She's over double digits in Maryland, in Pennsylvania, and in California. Can anything happen between now and then? Yes, it can. But but we haven't seen those measures moved much since when Bernie won Michigan. Oh, well, Bernie's on a roll. He's going to take it all over because he won Michigan. And of course, that didn't happen. Yes, he's won some states, mostly white states, mostly in the West, mostly red states that won't vote for either Hillary or Bernie in the election itself. But he has won some states, but very small voting population. So Hillary has crushed him in every conceivable way. But we still have a lot of our progressives on the far, far left basically indicating that Bernie's going to take it between now and California. And again, the fix is in, that Hillary has done all this stuff. No, Hillary has done the hard work. She's presented her case. She's won the votes. She's won the superdelegates. Just like Trump is complaining fraud, foul, this isn't the way to run the election. Bernie knew all of this stuff when he was going in, and he's basically losing right now. May not happen come after California, but right now he's losing, and in every single way he is losing. Again, Tom Dillon, The Lifetime Liberal, on Facebook under one word, The Lifetime Liberal. Post, comment, positive and negatives are always appreciated.